Welcome to Reddit After Hours. This is r/Am I the Butthole, where OP gets into a fight with his mom after she steals his college tuition money. Our first Reddit post comes from T Brownie, titled, "Am I the butthole for kicking my house guests out 11 hours before their flight is scheduled to leave? My friend and his wife have made plans to visit us this summer for a weekend stay. The flight is 2 hours, so not really a long journey for them. We have our home professionally cleaned regularly and go all in to be good hosts to our guests. However, with any good thing, some people try to take advantage. I usually will take an extra day from work after guests leave to rest or even tidy up the house a bit. It's just a peaceful time to return to the normalcy of our household after being in host mode. Before my friend booked his flight, my husband let it slip that I will not be working the Monday after my friends stay with us. Next thing I know, my friend tells me that they will be flying out on a red eye the Monday that I took off for rest. This means they will arrive early Friday morning and leave late Monday night. To that, I responded that I will be taking them to the airport as early as 8 a.m. on Monday morning so I can have my day to rest like I planned. My friend tells me that he doesn't understand why he can't just hang out at our place or have us show them around town more on that Monday since they have a late flight. I explained to them that that day off is for me to rest, not to continue to be their host. I told them that they are more than welcome to leave their luggage here if they want to go explore on their own, but we will not be hosting them or playing tour guide after Monday morning. He goes on to admit that it was cheaper for him to book the later flight on Monday and that it's not a big deal for him and his wife to just hang out at my house all day until it's time for them to fly out. Keep in mind that I will have to take them to the airport or pay for rideshare because he refuses to pay. I will also have to feed them if they stay. I told him that they are welcome to visit and stay with us, but staying at our house all day Monday is not an option and he needs to make other arrangements. He's now accusing me of being a horrible friend and his wife says that we're both buttholes. Your thoughts? Absolutely not the butthole OP. For one, you're being nice enough to host them in your house anyway. They are not entitled to come over to your house to begin with. So if this is really that much of an issue for them, then they don't have to come for the weekend. It's your house and you're already doing this big thing by hosting them. So if they can't respect your rules, then they don't need to come. Our next Reddit post comes from Emma11E, titled, "Am I the butthole for not letting my coworker stay at my place even though I, quote, have the space?" So I, a 23-year-old female, live alone in a small 2-bedroom house. One room is mine and the other is basically my everything room. It's my office, my closet, my storage. Sometimes I just lay on the floor in there and stare at the ceiling when life sucks. It is not a guest room. I've lived with horrible roommates before, so I worked really hard to be able to afford my own place, and I love having my own space. It's literally my safe little bubble. Anyways, one of my coworkers, a 25-year-old female, got into a huge fight with her roommates, and they kicked her out. She was venting at work, and I felt bad and was like, oh my God, that sucks, and even sent her a few places to look at. I was trying to be helpful without inviting chaos into my life, you know? Later that night, she texted me saying, "Hey, I was thinking maybe I could just crash with you for a few weeks since you live alone and have the space." I literally got that sinking feeling in my chest, like no. I'm not even close to her. We're cool at work, but we've never even hung out outside of lunch breaks and complaining about our boss. She doesn't know anything about me, and I don't know her like that either. Why would she want to live in my house? So I replied super polite, like, "Hey, I totally get that you're going through it, but I really value my space, and I'm just not in a place where I can have someone stay with me." Like, I was trying to be nice. I didn't ghost her, and I didn't ignore her. I just said no. The next day, she was acting really weird. Then another coworker tells me that she said that I, quote, let her be homeless when I, quote, have an entire room to myself. Like, girl, First of all, she's staying at her boyfriend's place. Second of all, I pay to live alone. That's the whole point. I don't want to feel tense or uncomfortable in my own space. I don't want to tiptoe around another person that I barely know. And I definitely don't want to deal with, quote, just a few weeks turning into I'm looking, but nothing's coming up yet for 2 months. Now people are acting like I'm the bad guy. Sorry for not letting a coworker move into my apartment because she had a bad fight. I don't know. I feel bad, but also no. Am I the butthole for this? And then OP offers a quick update Update, she went to jail, lol. I don't know what happened, but I feel horrible to say that I laughed, and that kind of solves that issue. What is with the entitlement to other people's houses today? OP, you said it perfectly yourself. You pay for the luxury of living by yourself. No one is entitled to your house and your space but you. So good on you for standing your ground and not letting people guilt trip you into letting her live in your house, because I would bet a large amount of money that a couple of weeks is going to turn into a couple of months, and a year later she is still going to be there and is going to be a complete nightmare. So good for you for standing your ground, OP. Our next Reddit post comes from Old Bookstore 1900, titled, Am I the Butthole? I told my mom that she can bill me using the tuition money that she stole from me. When I was preparing to go to university, my mom confessed that there was no tuition money for me. Through the years, my dad would give her cash to deposit, but she only did the first one. She spent the rest of the money. To be honest, I wasn't even surprised. I was used to being disappointed by her. She promised that she would, quote, pay me back, and asked that I never tell my dad. So for 4 years, I thanked them for the tuition money while I took out loans. For reasons to do with her narcissism, I have an arm's length relationship with her, but she would say that we were pretty close, as she assumes my smiling and nodding while she drones on about the same stories is a relationship. We have a family cottage that she puts above everything else. She lives there about 90 days of the year. I've been going there with my girlfriend for about 4 days for a couple of summers, which she begrudges as it takes away from her time. My dad supports me going, which is how I pulled this off. She recently told me that it was time for me to start paying for some of the maintenance on the cottage since I use it. She actually suggested $1,000, which is wildly disproportionate. I told her that she could take it out of the tuition I owe you, and we could negotiate the amount with my dad. She was speechless. She texted me later to say that it was manipulative to bring up the tuition and to threaten to tell dad. It went on and on. Now, I've been thinking about it, and first, I'm hurt and offended that she can't just do a nice thing for me. She has to get something out of it. And second, I guess I'm not really over the whole tuition thing. Now, would I be the butthole for bringing up ancient history and not paying her for the use of the cottage? OP, first off, I think your dad absolutely deserves to know what your mom did with that money. Because not only did she steal from you, she also stole from him, and I think he deserves to know that. He wanted you to, get a head start in life and wanted to help you pay for that, and she stole that from not only you, but him as well. And no, it's not manipulative. I think it's manipulative of her to keep using you for these things and expect you to not say anything and just be her punching bag. OP, if I were you, I would have this talk with your dad ASAP and get it out in the open. Our next Reddit post comes from Deleted, titled, Am I the butthole if my boyfriend made a meal and asked how it was and I said, fine? So my boyfriend made chicken breast with some white rice, a salad with garlic, and we had some pickles and beetroot on the side, from jars. And we sit down and he says, how is it? And I said, fine. There's nothing special. Everything tastes as it should. And he got upset, and he said that he added extra garlic in the lettuce and soy sauce on the breast. We both said that we couldn't taste that, though. And I said that I'm not used to making comments about food like that, like his family is. When we eat with his mother, everyone has to say something along the lines of how, quote, delicious it is and, ooh, this is so tasty, yum, at every meal. And in my family, we probably find that behavior a bit fake. We just sit down and talk about other things, and if there was something new in the food, then that would be a normal question to ask as to how it was. So he got really upset because I should have just said it's great or it's good instead of a normal and not very enthusiastic, it's fine, everything tastes as it should. And he proceeded to pick up his plate and left to eat in the office. I don't feel like partaking in a family tradition that I don't feel is natural. I feel like I'm forced to say something that I don't care about and don't believe in, like it's chicken breast and white rice. I mean, am I the butthole for not making a bigger deal out of a simple meal? Is he overreacting, or should I just be fake and oblige and say it's really tasty every single freaking meal? OP, I don't think you need to be like fake or say like how great it tastes, at every single meal. But this post kind of comes off as you being like super like ungrateful and nonchalant that he did something nice for you. Like at the very least you could say, oh hey, it's good, thank you for cooking. Like just show some appreciation. And like even in the comments, OP is getting roasted for how like entitled and rude that she sounds to her boyfriend, which I'm not gonna roast you, but yeah, OP, I definitely kind of think you're a little bit of a butthole here. You don't have to be fake, just say thank you for doing something nice for me. Our next Reddit post comes from Sibling Bond, titled, Am I the butthole for telling my mom that I'll never forgive her if she screws up my adoption? So I, a 14-year-old female, have been living with my aunt since I was 8 years old. It was originally because of an issue with her ex-boyfriend, and CPS placed me with my aunt, and then she used to say that she couldn't handle 4 kids as a single mom, so that I had to stay with my aunt, and then we just didn't talk for a few years. My aunt has been trying to adopt me for years. We're finally able to try to get my mom's parental rights terminated because she didn't speak to any of us or send money or anything for 4 years. I really like living with my aunt. On Tuesdays, we go out to eat. She says that we take turns choosing the restaurant, but I get to choose almost every week. On our Fridays, we order pizza and watch movies and eat ice cream in our pajamas on the couch. When I started middle school, she started taking me to get my nails done with her, so now we do that every other Saturday and at least once a month, sometimes more during summers or school breaks. We get to visit her condo in the mountains. There's a little beach, and the past couple of years, she's been letting me hang out with my friends or even alone by the beach or downtown at the pool or at wherever, as long as I keep my location on my phone and I'm home by the time it gets dark. After my mom got the notice that her rights were going to be terminated, she got in contact with my aunt and started emailing my old email address, saying that she misses me and that she wants to see me. She sent me pictures of her new family, and she's sending my aunt money so she can say that she's been a part of my life and that she's taking care of me. My aunt told me not to contact my mom yet and to let her take care of everything. I listened for a while, and then my mom sent me a picture of a bed at her house with a bunch of shopping bags on it, and she said that that's my bed and that she has presents for me and that she can't wait for me to come home. I emailed her back and told her that I do not want to live with her. I haven't seen her or talked to her for 4 years, and I don't even know who half the people in the pictures that she sent me are. I also said that I really love living here and that if she screws up my adoption, I will never forgive her and I will never speak to her after I turn 18. My mom called my aunt crying about what I said, and my aunt got mad at me because she told me not to contact my mom. Now I'm wondering if I was the butthole for contacting my mom when I wasn't supposed to and being rude to her. And then down in the comments, everyone is pretty much roasting OP as being the butthole, but I don't know. Like, yes, was she wrong for contacting her mom after her aunt told her not to and to let her handle things? Sure, it could, affect the legal process and everything like that. And I'm sure the aunt just wants everything to, try to go smoothly so she can do the best she can to make the adoption go through, right? But like, give the kid some grace. She's only 14 and she was abandoned by her mom at a super young age. And now, like, her mom that abandoned her is trying to sabotage the normal life that she has built and the comfort of, like, what is her new family now. Like, I can't imagine what that would be like going through as a 14-year-old. So, yeah, the kid shouldn't have contacted the mom when the aunt told her not to, but, she's a kid. What do you expect? That was Reddit After Hours, bringing you r/Am I the Butthole. Thank you all so much for listening, and if you like these videos, like and subscribe as we post a new Reddit video almost every single day.